Oh my god. No.
What's wrong with that?
I look like a derposaurus. This would look natural to you?
Yeah. You're not gonna like that. This is it. That's all we're doing. You got it? You ready to go?
Yeah. Just press record.
Woo! It's already recording.
Oh my god, it's like the olden days.
Yeah.
Here's the trick to TV people. Sit on the edge, suck it in, cross.
Remember, this is YouTube, so nobody cares. You can just do whatever. I don't
want to look.
Do you want to sit on this side? I'm on your side. Okay, Phoebe's here, everybody. Phauren's real. We're together.
Hold on, Lauren.
Okay.
Looks
Don't
like we're
look at
making a
yourself
baby
the
here.
whole time.
What are you doing? Is this how you make a baby?
Don't worry about it. People are just excited to see you, that's all.
Oh my god. I got a vegan cupcake here. I actually have a whole bunch of vegan cupcakes over there.
Can I have one?
A whole cupcake?
Yeah, a whole one.
A girl I met today made that.
Really?
Guess what's got in it? Beet, carrot, mango.
Wow.
It's so
Whoa.
good. Her name is Taylor. She brought them to the meet and greet thing today. But it's so moist. It's like. But she wrote all the ingredients down.
These are good. These are good. I like that they're made with fruits and vegetables, and you can't even tell.
Yeah.
You know you're supposed to go like this, right?
Huh? What's that?
The proper way to eat a cupcake is put the bottom on the top and eat it like a sandwich.
But you have icing all over your hands.
So you get icing in the middle. So the icing's in the middle.
What's on the bottom? Oh.
Now you eat it like a sandwich, so the icing's in the middle.
What?
Okay, so.
Anyways.
I don't know. Basically, I just decided Phoebe's going to come over because she's here. I'm going to turn the camera on. And we're going to talk.
Ugh. Do you ever when you eat, you can't really breathe? And then you go like this? Ugh. It's also been quite a hectic day. I'm a little bit like...
Yeah, you're a bit frazzled.
I'm a little bit frazzled. I feel like oh my god, I just swallowed and did not even chew. Also, another thing, we should be practicing conscious eating.
I know, I was talking about this with someone yesterday.
Have you done a video about it?
No, I haven't done a video. I did ask Lauren on Friday, and I'm going to post this today, Sunday, tomorrow. It's Saturday night right now. I'm going to edit this and put it on the video for Sunday.
Wait, you're spending your Saturday night with me?
Yeah. What else would I rather be doing?
I have no idea.
Last night I went to a new moon ritual with like all these women. And they were there's one girl, Paulina, was talking about conscious eating, which we're not doing right now.
No. Conscious eating is when you're like, you actually taste your food, you like take your food, you like sit with it, smell it, all your senses, I suppose. And then when you eat it, you actually like taste the food, meaning you just eat. You just eat. You don't eat with your cell phone or eat while you're watching TV or even eat with, which is interesting that like family dinners, like that's like a thing from like back in the day, like eating around a table and you like, I remember like coming home from school and like, you know, you're sitting down at like dinner or whatever and everyone's like, you finally get your meal, you're like starving, the food looks super good, it took forever to prepare, and your family's like, so how was your day? You're like, great, why is that a tradition? How is that? I mean, it's great,
You're supposed to bring families together and like...
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
But it's like, you just are shoveling food in your face and you're not even tasting it or being appreciative of it, and it's like...
Did you say grace when you were growing up? Because that's kind of a way of saying, so that's not the same as conscious eating, I guess, but it's
but it's like blessing your food
and giving thanks for the food you're eating. But in conscious eating, she was saying too, as you eat it and swallow it, you like hold the food in your mouth. It's on my foot. But you like hold the food in your mouth, like before you swallow it, right? So you chew it a lot, you hold it in your mouth, you taste every bit, and then you're like giving thanks and being gracious and expressing gratitude for the food that you're eating. The nourishment of it.
And it tastes a million times better.
It does, yeah.
It's kind of like when you drive and you're not driving consciously.
Yeah.
You're like driving, but you're thinking so much that you're like, you arrive at your destination and you're like, how did I get there?
The whole time.
Yeah.
That happens to me kind of a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the best, it's like when you can catch yourself, and that's when you become present, is when you catch yourself, and then you're like, whoa, I'm not being conscious right now. And then like looking at that thought, being like, I'm not being conscious, is being conscious, and then you're in the moment.
Okay, so speaking of this though, let's
just talk forever.
But you've been living, like we haven't seen each other in a year. You've been living on Salt Spring Island, and you've been trying to be more present, obviously, and like living in a place like Salt Spring Island, is it obviously easier to be more present than if you were here in Toronto?
That,
I think so.
Well, I think that you can just choose to be present wherever you are.
Yeah.
For me, I can be a little more present and in the moment because my life's just simpler. It's not as chaotic. I'm not in downtown Toronto with like cars flinging by and streetcars and people and I just am like kind of in more of an isolation, so I can be more present, but my brain still goes a million miles an hour. I'm still like on Instagram all the time and like blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But definitely being like surrounded by nature and like having like, you know, your feet in the earth when you're outside. You're just like connected to like the earth and you're like connected to source, like straight up. Like it's like you're just it's much easier to be present.
I think so because I feel like I'm constantly trying to like escape to go somewhere in nature. Like I feel like I can't really do it here in Toronto. Like even if I go to a park or to the beach, it's really not the same. I have to really leave the city. So like I went camping 2 weeks ago and like I'm going to go out west and go camping in a couple weeks and like I go to St. Catharines to a waterfall hiking and like I have to leave here because to just go somewhere down the street or a few blocks away, you're combating all this traffic and all this noise and all this stuff, so that when you get to like that patch of grass that exists in the city, you're just kind of like
it was just that
it's not the same.
Well, I think too because you're in the city, so you're still in the like chaotic like energy field, but where I live, it's a lot of people who have just like chosen to like go back to a more like simple life, and a lot of people on the island are like living that more simple life, or they're like super wealthy and they're retired, so they're just back to that simple life because they've retired. So the vibe in general is just way more chill, which like just helps you. People are on island time, which is basically showing up late for everything. And when I first moved there, I'm like, I will never live on island time. Like I like to be on time still, and I've found that like I'm still doing good, I think. Also, too, because I have a balance, which I actually think is the key. I think you talked about in one of your videos that balance is the key to everything. It's like I've kind of like ran away from Toronto and like I'm living on this little island, but I'm still like, I'm in Toronto right now and like I'll go to Vancouver and like I'm working on my like Instagram and like social media stuff, which is like connecting me to like the normal world still.
Yeah.
So it's a balance, totally, because I have to.
Do you find that the people that you've met on Salt Spring have balance, or are they just way on the other end of the spectrum of like being in that world all 100% of the time and maybe disconnected to this other reality that exists?
My mom calls it living in a bubble. They like live in a bubble because they're like so like the government's fucked. Great, this is not television. They're just very much like the government's messed up and like most of the world is like unconscious of what they're doing, and like, you know, the only food you can find is like factory farmed like meat and like GMO vegetables. So they just like stay on the island and live in this bubble because they feel good and they're happy and there's like community and they just like want to feel good and they want to be a part of that. And so they just kind of like disconnect from the rest of the world because why be anywhere but where you feel good and things feel organic?
So that's why I have this struggle all the time, and it came up after doing that new moon ritual last night about that balance, or if I shouldn't have that balance, because being one foot in this world where we're on YouTube right now and we're trying to get Instagram followers and we're getting paid by brands, like that world, which is not, I don't think, connected to source. But it is, it fulfills your ego and it fulfills a means to an end, which is money to then travel and whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So I have constantly been like, no, I need to do both. But then if they're just 100% happy and free and conscious and aware and connected all the time, then shouldn't we be doing that?
One specific friend who is so great. I just like spent a little bit of time with him the other day, and he lives in his van. He has his van, and that's all he has. Everything is in his van. Mm-hmm. And what he said is something that he learned from going to Burning Man is all we have is what we have right here. Mm-hmm. Like, you're only ever in this present moment. So in this present moment, I just have what's here. I don't have my car that's back home. I don't have my cat. Hi, Ray. I have your cat. Hi, Nick.
He's sleeping.
He's like, boo. But all you have is what you have right here. And like going to music festivals and stuff, I'm kind of like, which is like mini versions of Burning Man pretty much. Yeah. Is like all you have is right there, and the universe is abundant and always providing for you. So it's all you need. So like, yeah, my friend Brad, who I'm gonna tell you about, lives in his van. He does art. He takes like pieces of wood that have been ditched, basically, and he takes the knots from wood and turns them into eyes. And then he like turns old pieces of wood into like art. So he's furbishing or whatever it's called. And it's like restoring it and giving it new life, because wood has the same amount of like, it's energy, just like crystals, right? So you can charge wood. And anyway, so he has like found his art. So he lives in his van and he just has his like art in there and like a couple Furbies and like some snacks and like the main things like toothpaste, blah, blah, blah. But he is like the happiest person I know. Yeah. He's so present in the moment, and he just like flows with he just lives in the magic of the universe and just flows with that. And like, you know, maybe one day he is at a festival and he doesn't make a lot of money on his art. It doesn't matter because he made new connections. He got to hang out with kids who were inspired by the art. And then it's like, oh, I want to go to another festival with a bunch of conscious like people and like spread my love. How am I going to get there? Like, I didn't sell enough art. I don't have enough gas money. How am I going to get there? It doesn't matter, because a way will be shown, because he's living in the flow and he's present, and he's like the happiest person I've ever met. Yeah. It's wild, and that's all he has, which just goes to show that you don't need your possessions. I'm like trying to get rid of my stuff because it's just like clouding up my life. Yeah. That's why he does that. Why I haven't completely gone there, which maybe I will eventually, is because I, like you and other people out here there watching this, have built a social media platform. Like when we did television, we built a social media platform. So what we say online, it reaches people. All the like hippies on the West Coast, all they want to do is make a difference and change the world and spread the vibes, which they don't have a platform like we do. They don't have a voice in the way that we do with numbers. So I believe I owe it to like, the universe somehow gave me all these followers. I owe it to like the universe to use my voice because I have it. Yeah.
And then so it's just so this is like what I mean when I talk and ramble on YouTube. I mean that's sometimes what I'm just talking about is like what I'm thinking in that moment. And that day I'm trying to be more present, or that day I'm having a good day and I'm not feeling that weird push and pull of like, should I really be doing this stuff or should I not? Because I always have this contemplative like, maybe what I'm doing isn't good. But I agree with what you're saying, that it is good, because by me posting one video, if one person goes, oh my God, I went vegan, or I'm trying to go vegan, that's enough, right? So...
And it's way more than one person.
It is more than one person, but even if it was just one person, like, that's really all that matters. Like, this is another thing, I don't know if I've ever said this before, but like even these people on the island that want to just have a voice and want to change the world, everything they're doing is changing the world. They may not have as big of a platform, and it doesn't matter if you have a big platform, because even if you change the 3 people in your household or the 4 people in your community, it's a ripple effect, so it doesn't matter. But when you do have the advantage of having a bigger platform in which to say something, it is kind of like your duty to use that for good as opposed to bad. But then I sometimes question like, what's good, what's bad? Like, is it too self-indulgent to just vlog every day? But that being said, you getting a glimpse into my life and what I do and how I think and how I act helps you relate to people. And that's what I've liked about YouTube, is that I can at least know like, oh my God, I'm not alone. You're not alone. They don't feel alone. We're all just talking and sharing the same feelings and stuff like that. Yeah. I like, that is a good thing. And that's the reason why I keep doing it, why I feel like it's the right thing to be doing, because it's just sharing. And like, what does it matter to me about sharing anything? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
why
which is
keep
interesting.
It to yourself? You can't keep it to yourself. Yeah.
I'm running out of oxygen right now. Why aren't we talking outside?
John's home.
Drone.com? Is that you?
Hi.
creating a special episode of Lauren in real life right now.
It's called Phauren.
Would you like
in real
to
life.
join?
No.
Stop! What are you doing?
We're shooting.